You ready? The Vigil line has started cheering after.
Good evening, everybody. Campus Council is now in session. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We're going to begin with the roll call. If I could have it a little bit quieter in here, I'm going to need to be able to hear everyone's response. All right. Administrative Coordinator Hill.
Here!
President White. VPAA Gelnerova. VPSA Epps. Treasurer Steckel.
Here.
Assistant Treasurer Shake.
Here.
Ace Chair Handel.
Here.
Ace Chair Mystic.
Ha.
Services Coordinator Porter.
Here.
Concerts Chair Jarzina. Diversity and Outreach Coordinator Bogus.
Here.
Senator Bolster.
Present.
Senator Ercolani. Senator Stallings. Senator Schweitzer.
Right here.
Senator Farran. Senator Hamilton.
Here.
Senator Doudna.
Here.
Senator Toombu.
Here.
Senator Logan. Senator Ochoa. Senator Nola. Yes.
Deb, are you here? Yeah.
Senator Taylor.
Senator Taylor, you here? Yeah.
All right. Senator Brindle. Senator Feldberg Bannatyne. Senator Samra.
Here.
Senator Rabelski. Here. Senator Gondotra.
Here.
Senator Delegate Mstakela. Delegate Bolke. Delegate Brenhofer. Delegate Gustafson. Delegate Tanamoto. Delegate Ruiz. Delegate Luba. Delegate Niederman. Oh. Delegate Luther. Technical Advisor Reverend Becker. ACES Co-Director Coleman. Green Fund Co-Chair Magdalena. All right, thank you all. With that, we'll move on to the next item, which is any public comments, announcement, or additional events. Yes, Senator Schweitzer. Can we get a mic to Senator Schweitzer, please? Senator Toombu, could you pass that mic?
This is the weekly reminder to speak clearly into the mic and to speak slowly and make sure that people can understand. Thanks.
Further announcements, Senator Ercolani.
I would just like to thank everyone who voted for student initiatives this semester. Looking forward to getting those squared away over the next however long it takes.
Services Coordinator Porter.
Yeah, blood drive happened and it was a success, and we had up to 117 lives saved or sustained by Grinnell College blood.
Further comments, announcements, President White.
Oh, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the students who were involved in the divestment events and expressed opinions about that issue. That was great, and thank you to all the students who helped out with speaking and being on the panel, and for everyone who's just out there acting with our environment in mind. Thank you.
Yes, Senator Logan.
Waltz Committee happened. It was poppin'. Come to Waltz Committee on Saturday. It will continue to be popping.
Further comments? Yes, DOC Bogus. Can we get a mic? Thank you.
An email went out today about the topic tables in the dining hall. There's also a Facebook post about it. If you could remind your constituents if they have any feelings about it or any suggestions to please fill out the form. It's in an email from SGA.
Technical Advisor Reverend Becker.
I got an announcement and an event. For an announcement, Max and I teamed up this last week, and we finally have the clicker votes up on the minutes. So just so everyone's aware, on the minutes it now shows how you vote. No, but that's great. So we finally got that going. Additionally, this weekend, the weekend committee is pairing up with the VR Club for an event on Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. before drag show. We're going to be doing some VR stuff in the Digital Liberal Arts Lab in the Forum, and we got a ton of food, and we got virtual reality, so it should be a good time. 6 to 8.
Ace Co-Chair Handel.
Hi. Okay, so yes, to reiterate, everyone is welcome to Waltz Committee, 3 p.m., JRC 204.
Yeah, another email will be going out.
Yes, so come to that. Also, everyone is welcome to ACE Committee. We haven't had the best of representation, so, maybe some SJ love. What else? Drag show and reggaeton is happening on Saturday. Drag show starts at 8. Be in line if you want to get a seat. It gets packed. You guys know the drill. Tell your constituents. Reggaeton starts at 10:30 on Saturday. There is Showvember starting at 6 p.m., probably going until 1 in the morning in Gardner. Go support all student bands and singers and artists. Freesound is putting this on. It's like the 3rd annual or 4th annual. It's really cool. We have a movie, Girls Trip. I'm sorry, I forgot to order it right before fall break, but we're going to show it. We have 2 more movies to choose. Let us know if you have any considerations, recommendations.
Senator Schweitzer. Could we pass a mic to Senator Schweitzer, please? Thank you.
I've got a couple questions. What time was the VR in D-Lab? The VR stuff?
6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, and where is drag show? Got it. And what day is Showvember? Friday, got it. And Girls Trip showing is also on Friday? Awesome, thanks.
Great. Any further comments, announcements, or events? Yes, Assistant Treasurer Shake.
ISO Food Bazaar on Sunday. It's lit.
Anything further? Yes, President White. Could we pass a mic to President White, please?
One, thank you. All the student initiatives passed. All of them passed. If you're interested in helping out with the implementation of any of those initiatives, please feel free to attend and encourage others to attend the next Student Initiative Committee meeting, which will be held on Monday, November 13th at 8 p.m. in JRC 225. If you have any opinions on it or just like ideas, you can also reach out to me as a contact person and email styfund@grinnell.edu with anything else.
Any further comments, announcements, events? Yes, Senator Feldberg-Bannatyne.
Hi, sorry I was late, everybody. So I don't know if this was mentioned, but there's a national vigil for sexual assault survivors coming up tomorrow, November 9th at 8 o'clock in Bucksbaum 242. It's starting as a meeting kind of with members from Dissenting Voices talking about their campaign and giving an update on what's happening there and what Dissenting Voices is. And then it's going to transition into a vigil, which is pretty cool because this vigil is called for by a bunch of major organizations. So it's got some cool potential, and it'll really help bring momentum and help comfort and offer a healing space for survivors in this time of strife when the federal government is rolling back our Title IX rights.
Any further comments, announcements, or events? All right, seeing none further, we'll be moving on to the next item, which is the approval of the minutes. So with that, do I see a second for the approval of the minutes? Senator Logan. All right, and with that, we'll be using our clicker, so if everybody could please, the polls are now open, so if you could please press A to approve the minutes, B is to oppose, and C is abstain. So we should... Magic number is 16, so if you could all just make sure you voted. So the minutes are officially approved. Thank you all. And with that, we'll be moving on to a new item on the agenda, which is the approval of Zach Steinberg for Senator of Canada. And with that, we'll be turning over to President White.
Hey there. So there is an opening for a Canada senator, and Khalil Misha and I appoint Zach Steinberg. Can you raise your hand? Say hello. Hey. Okay, so Zach's a second year from New Jersey, majoring in political science, and has been interested in getting involved in SGA for like a year at this point, is really interested in being more of a leader on campus, especially as he's become more aware of issues on campus like online arguments, but also observations he's gathered through his experience as being a tour guide on campus. He's just really interested in being more engaged, and would love the opportunity to serve as a senator for SGA. So I urge you all to confirm our appointment of Zachary Steinberg to be a Canada senator for the remainder of the semester.
Would VP SA Epps or VP AA Gilnerova like to speak at all to this? All right.
No, at this point, I would like to invite Zachary to say anything he'd like to add.
So hi everyone, I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. I would love to get involved with this. It seems like a very respectable group of people, and I urge you to accept my appointment. Thanks so much.
All right, with that, the Executive Council will be leaving the room so that we can continue our discussion and debate about this matter. So I'll just be filling the time while they are leaving. So thank you all for your patience. We'll be discussing this. It's just all the people who are involved in the appointment and the appointee have to leave first. So with that, we are now able to go into discussion of this matter. Yes, Assistant Treasurer Sheikh.
Motion to vote on their appointment.
Motion to previous question.
Previous
yes.
question.
All right, I see motion to previous question. Do I see a second? All right, I saw Senator Hamilton first. All right, and we'll be using the clickers for this once again. So this is the motion to previous question. This requires a 2/3 vote.
Is somebody voting for that? Okay, I'll just
Point of information or order, I don't know what it is. Did a senator leave, or have we just been a senator short? Who? Who's Hunter?
Hunter Antonisi.
Hunter Antonisi.
Hunter Antonisi.
If we could make sure we're getting all these votes, we need 4 more, it looks like. So A is approval of going to previous question. B is opposed, C, abstain. We just need 1 more. If everybody could make sure you voted. If everybody could try to vote just 1 more time. A, approve. All right. All right, and with that, we are now moving into the previous question, which is the approval of Zach Steinberg for the Canada Senator. So with that, we'll be reopening the polls. Yes. So A is the approval of Zach Steinberg for Canada Senator. B is opposed. C, abstain. This requires a 2/3 majority as well, just so we're all know constitutionally. We got it? Thank you all very much. Zach Steinberg is approved as Senator for Canada. If I could have somebody get them, great. Thank you, Assistant Treasurer Sheikh. All right, we're going to wait for them to come back in before we continue on with our business. It's like an appeal.
People resign? No. What do you think? Resign.
Congratulations.
Say that it was
All right, congratulations to our newest senator. We're going to be getting you a clicker in just 1 second so that you can do your voting. Yes. All right. And so with that, we'll be moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is the budgets for all campus events. So I'll turn it over to the all campus events co-chairs. Can we get a mic to the all campus events co-chairs? Thank you.
Are we presenting our budget right now, or are we doing report?
Whatever you want.
Whatever we want.
It's all into the same item.
Okay. All right. So we had a lot of budgets presented at committee this week. We had people requested about $3,000, and we allocated about $1,900. So we did a good job of cutting certain things. Anything else?
Miles, can you put it up on the okay, yeah. Yeah, a lot of budgets, a lot of things going on. Please be sure to write down all of these things. These are readily available, already emailed to you, like events that you can post on your mini minutes. Where SGA is spending money on these events. We want people to go. These organizations are doing outreach on their own, but it could help if it's also coming from senators to their clusters. And now we're going to present on behalf of Quest Scholars Chapter at Grinnell for the Social Class Awareness Week. So this event, or this slew of events, will begin on the 13th. I'm going to read the description that they sent to us. Several events throughout the week of November 13th will be led by students, professors, and community members about socioeconomic inequality and diversity at GC and in the town. The different events will showcase different perspectives and hopefully generate conversation among the student body about why Grinnell encourages socioeconomic diversity and what resources it has to support low-income students. So they will begin on the 13th with a low-income student panel in JRC 226 from 7 to 8 p.m. Then they will have a socioeconomic issues community panel November 14th from 7 to 8 p.m. I don't know the location yet. Keisha Scott will be presenting in JRC 101 from noon to 1 p.m. on the 15th. And then there's going to be a meet and greet study break in JRC 209 on the 16th at 8 p.m. And they're asking for some platters to have, especially at like the dinner time events, which are from 7 to 8 p.m. and 12 to 1. So those are 3 events. Miles, can you make it larger, please? So yeah, and then they're also asking for some stickers and buttons, which is $70. Sayla and I feel that we should, since this budget wasn't able to be discussed, it was presented at ACE, but it was not able to be discussed at ACE, correct?
Yeah. The reason why we're also presenting this is because of the fact that we thought it was supposed to go to services, and we ended up deciding that it actually belonged under ACE. So that's why less than $1,000 budget is being presented here at Campus Council also.
But yeah, after talking with Sayla a little bit, we feel that we should cut the refreshments, correct? Because, I mean, it's $90 for refreshments for these 3 events, which is a lot of money. We had originally thought about cutting the outreach, but we feel that like this might be important towards their events, whereas we can cut back on their refreshments and they can advertise like bring your water bottle, bring refreshments, but we will have food. I know that's a lot to ask from Grinnell College students, but whatever.
What's the final amount that you're motioning for?
So if somebody can do some quick math, it'll be minus about $90. $252? Yeah.
I'm hearing 252. Is that 254? What's?
$254.
All right.
Like, let's make the math though, like.
All right, so this is a motion for $254 for the Social Class Awareness Week, sponsored by Questbridge. Are there any questions? Any comments?
We can
Yes.
also get, like, yeah, what are your thoughts?
Can we get a mic to the back, please?
I would just like to say that, like, this is just a comment on, like, catering, that, like, beverages are really expensive, and so, like, even if they just wanted ice water, like, that's $3 for a gallon. So it's, when I'm saying, like, looking at this, it's like they're choosing, like, probably the most cheap items on the catering budget just for, like, an event anyway, and it's, like, expensive just to get food from the college, just, like, as a point of reference.
Thank you.
Further questions? Yes, Senator Logan.
Wait, where is the event gonna be?
There's 4 events total.
Like, where would I'm just thinking if it was in, like, JRC 101, people.
Yeah, so one of them is in JRC 101, one of them is in JRC 226, one of them is in JRC 209, and then I don't know where the socioeconomic issues community panel is, but it's like in JRC, I would assume.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with, there's so much free water in the Grill. I don't think it will be that much of a problem if we cut that.
Senator Ercolani.
Could the ACE co-chairs email us with when they receive the location of the final event, could they email us that information so we can update that to our constituents?
Yes.
If possible. Great. Any further questions, comments? All right, seeing no further, we'll move into the previous question, that being the approval of $254 for the Social Class Awareness Week, sponsored by Questbridge. So with that, we'll now open the voting. A is approval of the $254, B, oppose, C, abstaining.
Point of information?
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? The event that we didn't know the place, it's Noise 2022.
All right, Noise 2022.
Thank you.
All right, so we're waiting for additional votes. This is a vote for $254 for the Social Class Awareness Week, sponsored by Questbridge. Oh yes, we should be now having 17 votes. So A is approve, B is abstain, or B is oppose, and C is abstain. All right. Looking for one more vote. All right. Will that do? All right. So with that, this motion passes, and $254 is granted from the All Campus Events Committees to Social Class Awareness Week, sponsored by Questbridge. So with that, we'll turn it back to the All Campus Events co-chairs for any other comments on the rest of the budgets. ACE co-chairs, is there anything else?
Our report.
No, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're always willing and welcoming.
Any questions on the remaining ACE budgets? All right, seeing none further, we'll be moving on to the next item on the budget, which is the Student Programming Committee budget. So it's that, we're turning it over to Services Coordinator Porter.
We had a good week of funding things in SBC, and the committee, I feel, is very happy with what they funded. In terms of drones, I guess I could be a little bit more explicit. There's a club called no, it's not American. Grinnell Aircraft Association, and they would like to make a drone and see what that process is like. So we gave them funding for all of the parts. Check out ACSU stickers at the ACSU tabling station this week and next week. And try out for Fly Fishing Club if you'd like. They just got another rod.
Yes, Senator Bolster.
Hi. What is ACSU? Yes, got it, thank you. And what are the stickers?
So the stickers are to signify their 10-year anniversary on campus, and they're also tabling for donations for hurricane relief. So it's kind of like have a sticker, commemorate our organization. That's really cool and great. Also donate money to people in need.
Any further questions about the Student Programming Committee budgets? All right, seeing none further, we'll be moving on to the 7th item on the agenda, which is the budgets for the Services Committee. So with that, back to Services Coordinator Porter.
Yeah, we funded services stuff. We funded NAMI to go to a conference in Des Moines related to their organization and the greater umbrella that they fall under. And we funded Crecemos Unidos, anyway, for continuing their service work at the Meskwaki settlement.
Yes, President White.
Do you know about how many students are going to the NAMI conference?
5.
Thanks.
Any other questions about the services budgets? All right, seeing none further, we'll be moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is the Cabinet Report from Assistant Treasurer Sheikh.
I just have to add that Zach and I have been meeting with SGA budgetary shareholders to plan next semester's budget. Yeah, does anyone have any questions on my report? No?
Senator Ercolani? Can we get a mic to Senator Ercolani, please? Thank you.
Can you define SGA budgetary shareholder?
So that would be our budgetary committees, people like Freesound, Block Party, all of the people that basically get a line item in our budget, so, yeah.
Yes, Senator Hamilton.
How was the field trip to see the electric bike?
It was good. It's really fast. I wrote it. I was surprised. And Senator David Taylor is working on a campus bike project, so we'll see what happens with that. Yeah.
Any further questions? Oh, yeah.
With the electric bike field trip, so this would be something that we'd be looking forward to, like, have a fleet of electric bikes on campus, which would be a faster way to get around and reduce people's reliance on cars and things with combustion engines. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
And if you're more interested in learning about any of this, come to Green Fund Committee 11 to 12 Thursdays, JRC 203.
Are there any further questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the 9th item, which is the Cabinet Report from the President, who is...
I have nothing to add. Please feel free to ask any questions or comments.
Yes, Senator Ercolani.
Can you expand on your point, 2 other meetings to address SGA hiring processes?
Yeah, they were intentionally vague because I cannot say what they were about, but I wanted to let you know that I handled that. Yeah.
Any further questions?
I would also add that we're just generally, kind of related to those meetings, is that we're interested in revising our internal processes for background checks of SGA employees. And that could expand for all student workers. Mm-hmm.
Are there any other questions? Yes, Senator Logan.
Any chance you have updates on the whole prison labor situation? Is that an ongoing conversation or case by case?
Yeah, it is. So at my last meeting with President Kington, he said that he's successfully reached out to the president of the Iowa Prison Industry Company, which is the company that's involved in all this, and he's very welcoming of students. So if students want to tour the facility, he welcomes that. And then has also been reached out to by some Grinnell students already, and President Kington said that he would introduce that president and myself of the company and me, so that I can connect any other student who's interested in asking questions to him directly.
Any other questions for President White? All right, seeing none further, we'll be moving on to the next item, which is the cabinet report from the administrative coordinator.
Nothing to add.
Any other questions for AC Hill? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the next item, which is the cabinet report from VP SAEPS. Can we get a mic back?
Any questions?
Senator Feldberg-Bannatyne.
Hey, I'm just wondering how the meeting with the president and Angela went.
On Friday? What did we do last week? That was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it was 2 weeks ago? Then I think I heard about it. Sorry. Thank you.
He said, you want us to pull the... I mean, I know we did it. The president didn't show up. Angela was there. We talked about some shit. Cool. Any other questions? What's
yes,
up,
AC Hill.
You asked, I think somebody asked about this last week. They're actually in the previous minutes, the whole discussion that Summer, like the agenda points on the minutes from last week. So just go check that and you'll see what happened in the meeting. Good? Yeah. Good, cool.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the next item, which is a cabinet report from VP AA Gelnaroba.
Nothing to add.
Any questions? Yes, Senator Ercolani.
Can you just explain SCC and ASFAC as acronyms?
Oh, okay. SCC, you said? It's Student Curriculum Council. And then what was the other one?
ASFAC?
ASFAC. It's admission. Whoa. Admissions. Miles.
Financial aid.
It's Financial Aid Committee. So it's Admission and Student Financial Aid Committee, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, Senator Logan.
While we're on acronyms, what's DSA?
Division of Student
Division of
Affairs.
Student Affairs.
Oh, cool.
Yes, Senator Robelski.
Could you repeat all those acronyms again, except slower?
Student Curriculum Committee, the, where was the other one? The Admissions and Student Financial Aid Committee, and the Division of Student Affairs. Yeah, all right. Yes, Senator Ochoa.
Okay, so can you just explain really quick, like, the nomenclature student feedback form?
What it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like there's a nomenclature committee that like does the renaming of like all the buildings and like rethinking of like what is a center, what is not a center, and what do we want to call center, what do we want to call institute, and like all stuff like that. And so they needed like a feedback from people, and I managed to get like 19 responses, which like you have to actually read through like 12-page document and then like give the response. So like I made people do that. So I think like it's pretty accomplished thing to do.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Assistant Treasurer Shake.
Is there anything you can share about the RH Carnegie furniture review?
Yeah, so we're still going through like so we had like different focus groups with like professors and students and staff, and we're like looking at like who wants what in the spaces. And so like now we're kind of like pulling that together and like looking at the options and like choosing what's going to be in the new building.
And then has the point of not buying prison furniture been brought up?
The thing is that the prison furniture goes only to the dorms, so like there's super fancy, new, super expensive furniture in the new building.
Any further questions?
Thanks for clarifying.
All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the next item, which is a cabinet report from the ACE co-chairs.
Are we no longer doing senator reports?
Not this week.
Not this week.
Is it every other week?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was about to shade all of y'all, so I better see all of y'all reports next week, because I have to do it every week, so y'all lucky. Where's my report? Oh my gosh. Thank you. So just to reiterate, our office hours and some of the committees we do, Monday meeting with Michael Sims in which we review how the Harris parties go and the concerts and all parties. So we do talk about it. Public Events Committee, which is super cool. If you are interested in being on ACE, it's one of the perks you get to choose with Luke and your other ACE co-chair events that'll happen the next year, and there's a really large budget. So like brass band that was here last week, that was all me. If you can scroll down. Wow, I'm just like a jerk right now. Can you scroll down, Miles? Thank you. What else? Not a lot of events left. You know, it's the end of the semester. Sad. Only like 3 weekends left. If you have, once again, any suggestions for movies that we should have, we need those. I'm going to say that again. We need the movie recommendations. Yeah. Shig Gardner, that should be fun. So yeah, go support them. Any questions?
Constance Chair Drazina.
This isn't a question. I just wanted to give a quick rundown of what I've been up to for the last week because I didn't send in my report, which is bad.
Oh, your report
Your
is
oral
coming up.
report is at the end. If
Oh,
that's
lit. Cool. Okay, never mind.
Agenda, yeah.
Are there any questions, though? Yes, Assistant Treasurer Shake.
How does one, if one wants to plan an event for next semester or weekend or Gardner, how does one do that?
You can talk to any of the cabinet members, and then they could direct you towards me or Luke or an organization that can help you plan that event. So like if you want to be a hand in hosting Reggaeton Gardner, you could also speak to Soul, but you can also speak to us. That's an example.
Any further questions? AC Hill.
You guys can just email SJ1 and I'll put you in contact with anybody if you need to reach anybody in the cabinet. So just for clarification, SJ1.
Assistant Treasurer Shake.
And have the themes for next semester been set yet for Harris's?
No, but it'll be like the same as always, like 90s, 2000, disco, 100 Days, Spring Waltz. I can bring you guys a list next week.
Technical Advisor Becker.
Is there like a guideline for who can sponsor Harris? Like, do they have to be like a student organization or like?
No.
Any organization?
To host a Harris, you just need to have 2 people. It can't be one person. Like one of the biggest things is that you have to sign a formal contract with Michael Sims in which it requires you to be sober all night. It requires you to make sure that somebody's behind the counter giving out water, handing out the pizza, and don't make sure like that area gets flooded with just like anybody. If you know somebody is like you're supposed to remain sober and be like an active bystander because this is the event that you're hosting, watching out for everybody that's here. Yeah. Those are like the main things. You're responsible, like you could get fined. Like, I mean, don't let that like not, like hosting a Harris is really fun and like you can host like one of like the biggest parties on campus, but it is a lot of work.
Any further questions? All right, seeing none further, we'll be moving on to the next item, which is a cabinet report from the Diversity and Outreach Coordinator. Can we get a mic to DOC Bogus, please? Ace your handle. Thank you.
Nothing to add.
Any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is the cabinet report from Services Coordinator Porter.
I think there is a question.
Oh, yes, sorry. Senator Ochoa. Oh, wait.
So I was just wondering like about the Grinnell thumbs down stuff because like last week we didn't talk about that. So can you like say what you talked about?
Another thing that I like intentionally left vague, a student just wanted to talk to me about like the dynamic of the group. We didn't like, there was no like concrete outcome, yeah.
Senator Ercolani. Can we get another mic to Senator Ercolani, please? Or wait, perhaps not. We'll see.
I know that you had previously mentioned that first-year council was going strong with a lot of participation. Is that still the case?
Oh, good.
Yeah, there are two members here right now. First Year Council is great. We are working on planning an event for December 1st? December 1st. For first years, it will be called 99 Days because it will have been 99 days since their first day of classes. But no, it's good. If you know of any first years who are still looking to get involved, they can definitely still come. It's on Mondays at 7 p.m. in 225.
Any further questions? Yes, Services Coordinator Porter.
Congrats on figuring out how to use your coffee maker.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was pretty hard.
Any further questions? All right. Seeing none further now, we'll be moving on to the Cabinet Report from Services Coordinator Porter.
Nothing to add.
Any questions for Services Coordinator Porter? Senator Obelski.
What were the FogFest preparations?
So, preparations include creating a timeline for how this whole FogFast deal is going to work out, getting the list of community partners we're going to have for it, scheduling, tabling, talking to committee about it, thinking about what forms are necessary for this. You know, that's just like the prep stuff.
Any further questions? Yes, Senator Doudna. Can we get a mic to Senator Doudna, one that is not broken / dead? Can we pass one down? Yes, thank you. Senator Logan, thank you. That's this way. Thank you.
Okay. Could you kind of expand on the worked on Grinnell share issues? Like what was worked on? Any progress?
So the worked on Grinnell share issues, I included this because I had intended on actually talking to John Baum on Tuesday, but he wasn't in the office and left early, unfortunately. And then I went over today and he still wasn't there. So we're gonna, that's, you know, going on. But essentially, so student orgs are on Grinnell share right now. And I have to update some student orgs, but I can't as of now because the system isn't really working, and it's kind of been in this frustrating process. So, yep.
Any further questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is the Cabinet Report from the Treasurer, Treasurer Steckel.
I have nothing to add.
Any questions for Treasurer Steckel? Yes, Senator Ercolani.
Thank you. I was just wondering, I know that this is a more college treasure thing, but with the Kate Walker's retirement on there, I was just wondering. I know that the trustees have to approve the yearly Form 990s of the college, and I'm wondering if you know if they did that, and if so, when will that be available for public consumption?
Yeah, so fairly certain that that was done the last time that trustees were in town, which was a couple of weeks ago. It should be available online now. It's not. Okay, cool. Let's talk after. Okay, cool.
Any further questions? Yes, Senator Feldberg-Bannatyne.
Hey, I'm just curious, the last bullet point, it says attended and participated in divestment task force advisory committee events and private meetings. That
Yes.
sounds interesting. Could you expand on that, the private meetings part?
They're like lunches and like dinners.
Oh, that's less interesting.
Yeah, so like the thing in the dining hall was originally intended to be a private meeting, but it turned into something much, much greater. So I was sort of like listing the other stuff that wasn't like listed in the whole events. There are times when the advisory committee just talks among itself
Gotcha.
and then reflects and we figure out where everyone's standing. There are upcoming like sort of final meetings where where the advisory committee talks to the trustees about like what we would like them to do and what the trustees would like to do. So haven't figured out when yet, but I want to try and talk to more students to try and get input before that meeting happens.
Great, thank you.
Any further questions for Treasurer Steckel? All right, seeing none, we'll be moving on to the next item on the report, or on the agenda, which is the cabinet report from Concerts Chair Jarzina.
Hi, everyone. Last night we had a concert in Gardner. It was really fun, and I went to regular meetings, led my committee meetings. That was pretty much it. It was a pretty casual week. Went to Kate Walker's reception, ate a bunch of delicious cheese, and yeah, with 2 more concerts this semester plus Shovember, which is exciting. That's basically it. Oh, and booking committee met for the first time, which went really well, actually. It was a group of like 10 people, and we all just listened to some artists who have been reaching out to me and said like yes or no, and got some definitive answers based on some like good gut reactions. So yeah, it was nice. Thanks.
Riley.
All right, do I see any questions for Concerts Chair Jarzina? Yes, Assistant Treasurer Shake.
Just don't say no, just don't. Just don't.
Hello.
All right, any questions for Concerts Chair Jarzina? Yes, Senator Ercolani.
I recall one of the, I don't know if this is your committee that it should be applicable to, but there was somebody who was supposed to be opening for another act that was canceled, and I was wondering if you could elaborate on why that was canceled or why they weren't able to make it. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that was you or not, but...
Yeah, that came as a request from the headlining act, and I can't say much more about it.
Any further questions? All right, seeing none, the last item on the agenda is the adjourning motion. Therefore, do I see a second? Senator Logan. All right, and all those in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, all those abstaining? All right, with that, we are now adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
I like how after we have the whole discussion about the length of campus council meetings, it ends early both times. It just...
You even reached to 9:30.
Yeah, right.
If you could also make sure to put your name tags and clickers just over there where you found